What was the name of the sailor that you met before Shipping Jimmy? Who told you?
Oh, fuck.
Nobody gives a shit about him. Okay.
Salty Sam.
Salty Sam.
Oh, Salty Sam. Okay.
What was Hutch's favorite sports team? Did you ask us that last year?
The Howlers.
Yeah.
Hold on. I have one for you that I actually think will stump you.
Ooh.
Give me 1 second to see if I can find it.
Yeah. I'm so nervous. There's so much information.
What? All right, does backstory stuff that we given you outside the campaign count or no?
Oh, yes, but I'm probably gonna get it wrong.
Okay, here. Are you ready for it?
I'm
You
ready.
for this?
I'm ready.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Slump took something. He pocketed an item specifically during the blue ink and said, like, I'm gonna keep this for later. And he never used it again. But I made a very specific point of saying that he was going to pocket this, and I wrote it down on my character sheet.
Oh my god.
Yep.
What is an item you said
I'll
you
give you- I'll
pocketed
give
but
you- I'll give
never
you a-
used?
I'll give you a hint. It's from the Isle of Granif Auto.
Was it the fucking book?
No. Good
God.
guess.
What the fuck was it?
Slump took a splinter
gem?
from the Granif Auto tree. There was some tree that we were fucking with. What was it?
Yeah. You were out there, and I think you killed a big tree monster, and you took a splinter from it.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay, that was a little obscure.
Oh
so
my
I didn't
God,
expect you to
yeah,
get
wow,
that full
holy
bit
fuck.
into it.
Holy
What?
shit!
That's pretty good.
Um,
What was the name of the book on magical maneuvers that Lady Nikita Ha gave to Locke?
Oh shit! Oh fuck! Damn, I made it fucking weird too, didn't I?
You did a little bit.
Ah shit. Fuck! Stop asking me about items, God.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
There's no lore around them that I can really tie it to. I do remember that it's a person's name, and I'm pretty sure. What is it?
Kume maneuver.
Oh yeah,
Is
God.
that right?
got-
Or Kumai?
Yeah, Kumai maneuver. Yeah.
Kumai, sorry.
Yeah,
I got
fuck.
one, but I got one, but I have a requirement that says you cannot look at your notes.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking at my notes for any of this.
Oh, okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Name the 3 territories in the green ink.
It was Hayland, Ibov, and I believe Izo.
I don't fucking know because
I can't remember if that was the capital city or not.
Was it Rena one of them? I don't
Rena
remember.
was the capital city of Hayland. Nazaro was the capital city of Ibov, and Izo. Fuck. Now I can't remember. There's the capital city and the province, and now I can't remember. Was it Izo or was that the? Okay, now I need to. Oh no, I don't have my notes here. I can't look it up. Fuck. I'm just gonna have to.
Yeah, did you say Izo? Did you
Yeah, I
already
said Izo.
Izo, Hayland. Is it like Ibiza? Ibiza?
Ibov.
It's Ibov.
I said Hayland, Ibov, and I was wondering about Izo. What was the capital
it
city?
is Izo.
Okay,
It
what's
is
the
Izo.
capital city in Izo?
Oh, I don't know that.
Oh, okay. Okay, then I got it right. Yeah. Hayland, Ibov, and Izo. Yeah. I
What
know
about
that shit.
Avar?
Was that?
What about Avar?
That's the capital city of Izo.
Ah.
Thank you.
Yeah. What I'm trying to
Izo
say
and
is
Avar.
I fucking hated your naming
yeah.
of the territories
I
and
know.
the cities because
Yeah.
not even you fucking remember them off the top of your head, and you invent them.
Okay, first of all, I will note that I got the answer fucking right. Okay. Now, had you asked the capital city of Izo, I would have been completely stuck.
okay, here's your one.
Okay. Yeah.
The blue ink. Slump had a slingshot loaded with one item. What was
An egg.
it? Fuck.
Wow.
Yep, you're exactly right. It
Yeah.
was a single egg.
Yep. I remember that. It was a blue egg, right?
It was indeed a singular blue egg.
Yeah.
Well done.
What was the name of Slump's chickie?
Kevin.
Fuck.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Bonus question. How did Slump come into possession of Kevin?
Didn't he fish it in a Great Day?
Yep.
Yeah. Damn. Like a fucking steel trap, except for the fucking awful province and capital city names in the Green Ink. Listen, I wholly admit that Ibov, Avar, and Izo are way too close. and Azar and Avar being a person and a place, I own that. That's really fucking terrible. I did a bad job with that.
No.
Here we go. What were the last magical items to be pulled from the box at the bar?
Oh my fucking god. Wasn't the jar of fire and bees one of them?
Yep.
Okay. Was the bag, the two bags that are connected, wasn't that one of them?
I think that was requested.
Okay. Was the narrative ink one of the last ones, or was that much earlier?
That was actually, you are correct. That is one of the last ones.
Okay. Yeah, God.
I still have that.
Yeah, you do. I've been kind of trying to not bring it up because I wanted you to forget about it.
Ooh.
I have got the longest list of like game breaking things that you could write and how they would fuck you over.
You prepared the bad genie.
I have prepared so much fucking bad genie because I'm like, if you hold on to it until the very last moment and you think that you can end my campaign with 3 bad words, oh, I'm gonna burn you if I can. Oh, you had better be 1,000 times smarter than me because I'm gonna burn you if I possibly can.
Listen, don't you worry. I've got plans.
Yeah, I don't think so because you just remembered you had it.
I forgot my plans, but now that I remember I have it, I also remembered my plans.
Fuck. Damn it. Shit. Dang, good questions, guys. Shit, good fucking questions. You dug some real deep old ones out of there. I want to see if I can remember. Oh yeah.
What was the first drink that Jake had at the bar?
Oh my. It was either milk or peanut butter or something like that. Wasn't it like fucking peanut butter something?
Both of those are acceptable. It was like a peanut butter. Well, he did order a milk, and then I believe that Slump ordered him was it a peanut butter
like martini
sandwich?
or something?
martini?
That's what it was. Peanut butter martini.
Wow.
Yeah, I fucking knew. I cannot believe I fucking remember that. But somebody ordering milk and then a peanut butter drink stuck in my memory forever. God, that was fucked up. What are some other questions I can just fucking try to remember?
What was do you remember the item that Slump, with the last item that Slump got?
Oh my God. No, I don't fucking remember. I'm so bad with
I'll give you
items.
a big hint. It gave him a +1 barter with death during last breath. It was a lock of red hair and a black ribbon.
I was gonna say, wasn't it like hair or something? Yeah, I forgot the details.
Yep, exactly.
I'm so bad about. I used the items 100%. I needed my notes. I basically had a document with all the items in it.
Oh yeah,
and then I handed them out, and I just fucking crossed them out of the thing. I was like, it's your problem now.
You can remember this shit.
Exactly. Do you remember the name of the military organization in the white ink?
Oh, the
TAC.
TAC. Yep. Damn. Man, trivia is so fucking good.
It is, man.
Fucking trivia is so much fun. Okay. We'll move on to the next thing. To the next thing.
All right.
The stall kind of folds up like a pop-up book, and the darkness behind the game runner is lit dimly with a large wooden door at the end of the darkness, and on the door is a sign that says, "Once your affliction is identified, only then may you pass." And the gamesman says, "Right now those candies should be hitting and things are going to change a little bit. You're going to get sick in some way. And when someone identifies how you are sick, you'll be able to get through the door. Don't worry, even if you get through the door, you can still shout back and help others identify their illnesses.
Look at Slump. He has explosive diarrhea.
Oh God.
Okay, let's fill out those candy notes that I sent you guys. Okay. Boo ba doo ba doo ba doo boop boop boop. Okay. And the dice. Oh wait. Oh fuck. Okay, no, that's okay. That is ookie dookie.
You sent me the wrong one, didn't you?
I did.
Okay, that's all right. I can work with it.
That's okay. No, it's fine. It's honestly completely arbitrary. Yeah, no, the candy choice had basically nothing to do with it. There was no indication.
Behind the curtain.
I just wanted you guys to freak out. But I did definitely send the wrong one to the wrong person. Okay, so check your DMs.
What the fuck?
I
So
fucking love
confused
it.
by this.
This is some. Whose line is it anyway?
I
stuff.
love it. I love it. I
I'm gonna
love it.
message you some clarity, okay? Because I'm a little confused.
Okay, yeah. If you, yeah. Okay.
Everybody squared away.
Get here.
Yes.
Good here.
I'm gonna fuck this up so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very bad at these sort of games.
This is mostly just for fun. Like I'm not gonna yell at you guys rules or anything like that. This is mostly just for fun.
Okay, we ready to go in?
Well, I think we should just go.
Okay. You guys are afflicted.
Okay.
Where are we going?
Let's just get.
What? We're going
Maybe
into
we should just start it. I think. How are you?
You have to
Oh, it
always
looks
talk
like
when
you
someone
are.
else
Oh, you
starts
have to
talking.
talk
That's
over
your
me.
reflection.
You're my wife.
And with that, lose disease falls away.
I feel so much better.
Lose disease was was that you cannot speak unless someone else is speaking, and when you do, you are compelled to speak loudly over them. And Lou, you can now guess afflictions, but you cannot contribute to conversation.
Hey, wait
Okay,
for
got
it.
it.
Boy, that was weird.
What was?
What happened with her?
Let
Slump
me
is a
think.
baby.
What?
He has baby disease.
Hey, how about this, Lou? How about fuck you?
Oh, sorry.
Well, that was mean.
My bad. Anyway.
Okay, so what?
What?
What are you?
What?
Fine.
Oh, come on, man.
What do you mean, come on, man?
Nothing's wrong.
Aren't you listening?
Yes.
Is your affliction that you're an NPC?
No.
What does that?
What affliction?
Denial? Locke's in denial?
Do you have to? Oh shit!
Not quite, because I don't know what is being talked about.
Amnesia? Nope.
Feel fine.
Tourette?
Sure about that, Mr. Locke? You sure, Mr. Locke?
Excuse Jack in the Box?
Your affliction. So you don't know who you are. Okay.
Thing don't know what thing talking about.
You can't say.
You
God damn it, Tech!
you have no object permanence when it comes to other people's subjective experience.
Feel fine. Jack in a Box, feel fine.
He can't use. He can't use. I'm staring at Slump. He can't use.
He can't use what?
He can't use.
He can't use proper nouns. He can't use names.
I'm like pointing to my nose, and I'm
what
pointing
are
at him.
what are Jack in a Box talking about?
He doesn't understand how to use nouns.
No, you.
Feel fine. I don't know what thing's talking about.
Yeah, no, that's
Mr. Galdrick, help!
What do you want?
Mr. Galdrick has to skip every other word?
Would you just?
Would you just? Mr. Galdrick,
No, would you?
Write it out
What?
on the ground.
That's probably cheating.
Try it with your stupid foot. Ah! Ah! Okay. Do you know what is wrong with Mr. Locke, Mr. Galdrick?
Feel fine.
Ah!
Nothing's wrong.
Mr. Galdrick, can you answer Slump if Slump is asking you a question that you know the answer to? Okay,
That
Mr.
depends
Galdrick.
on.
Mr. Galdrick can't answer when he knows what the answer is.
That depends on.
That depends on what? Depends
The
on what?
circumstances at.
Thing have a question.
Oh.
If Jack in a Box leaves the bar at Jack in a Box, then will Thing reach Jack in a Box in time?
What?
Solve for X.
Use more noun.
Mr. Locke is a textbook. Mr. Locke is an instructional guide on how to run some sort of franchise. Ah!
You scream when I look over at Jack in the Box. He screamed when
Ask question?
he screamed when
Thing?
He screams when he
Thing
screams when
screams.
screams when he says
Jack in a Box screams when they thing?
No. Oh, let me think.
Galter can't say the last word of a sentence? No, that's not it.
So close.
He screamed when
Things scream when
I'm so glad that Galdrick got the one that he got. I can hear him dying.
Mr. Teeny Tot, use a longer sentence.
Frankie feels funny. He screamed when
Oh,
Things speak?
Frank feel funny.
Oh, Slump is afraid of the letter F.
yeah, that's basically close enough.
He
Oh.
did very well.
Shouts in pain or fear whenever he hears a word containing the letter F, and as that is identified, Slump, your affliction drops.
Okay.
That was so good.
Please help me.
Okay,
Please.
Mr. Chinita, what's wrong?
Would you please?
Please help thing. Please help thing.
Can you
I'm
nod?
I'm rubbing my temples.
Can you nod? Can you nod if Slump is in the right area? Is there something that you can't say?
I kind of like shrug a little bit.
Is it what the fuck? Okay.
What does that mean?
Is it that you can't give the answer if you know what it is?
Would you like to?
Yeah? Yes.
Can you please?
No.
What is going on?
Mr. Locke, what's wrong? Is it, can you nod? Are you allowed to, can Slump, can Slump spit, will it help if Slump turns your finger in a circle? Like your whole wrist at the joint just spins it in place?
Jack in the Box don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, here, give Slump your arm, he'll show you. Hold on, here.
Absolutely not. You can't have Jack in the Box arm.
Your Mr. Locke's affliction is that he thinks he's a Jack in the Box.
Yeah, or even just a plain thing and not a person.
No.
Would someone please?
Please, what?
It's like not the end of a sentence.
Yeah, Mr.
Oh, can I attack? I'm gonna see if I can speed this along. Can I
Yeah.
do that?
Mr. Chinita, say the following sentence. I like to walk to the store.
I like to.
He can't say verbs.
Anything after a verb?
Oh my God. 1, 2, 3.
He can't say anything past the fourth word.
Yeah.
Third word.
Yeah. That does it. You can only say the first three words of a sentence.
How did you not pick that up sooner? I literally said no more than 3 words every fucking
Oh, man. And with Galdrick's affliction of being unable to say more than the first 3 words of a sentence, the affliction drops, and you
Okay,
can now say
Mr.
anything you
Ferniak,
like.
what's wrong with Mr. Locke?
He can't say names. He has to interchange it with random inanimate objects.
Close.
Oh.
You got it wrong, you fucking idiot.
What the hell is Jack in the Box talking about?
What's my name?
Jack in the Box.
What's his name?
Thing.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Jack in the Box.
What's his name?
Jack in the Box.
You have to refer to people as Thing or Jack in the Box?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
it's,
my
it's
God.
explicitly Thing or Jack in the Box.
Oh my God.
Oh fuck, that was
Okay.
awesome, dude.
That
That was
was-
fucking unreal.
Also, there's no way I could describe it to you. Literally, it says in the description, I'm fine. Like, I'm perfectly fine. I can't, nothing's wrong.
Yeah, I had in everyone's thing is that you cannot describe the affliction, nor can you even attempt to describe the affliction in all these things. Yep. So no, very well done. Very well done.
Oh my God.
Fucking amazing.
I'm honestly proud of myself for doing decent with that. I'm usually horrible at those.
No, that was really great. You
You're
guys
great.
absolutely fucking killed it. Okay. And the wooden door is there right beside you.
I kick it open.
As you kick it, it just like it's pretty solidly closed. There is a doorknob.
I
We
refuse.
over. We put my hand on the knob and I nod over to everyone else. Come on.
I'll come with. Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
For
you turn the doorknob, and you're able to pass through. Do you hold the door open for everybody else?
yes.
Nobody else is able to pass through.
Oh.
Well, I come back. It's like, come on, put your hand on the knob.
Oh, I see. And I'll follow.
Okay. Well, I guess. Okay, so I'll need a little bit more detail.
Oh. When Locke comes back and says, come and put your hand on the knob and walk. Yeah. And then I'll mimic kind of thing and put my hand on the knob and walk through the door.
Okay. Yep. You're able to pass through the door.
I guess I'll do the same.
When you put your hand on the door, a bunch of spikes come through and shred your hand.
Oh.
What?
Rotten luck. It was the door. Classic door test.
Really?
Classic door monster. Classic hand mutilate.
Hell yeah! Happy great day, motherfuckers!
That is fucking awesome.
What the hell?
Fucking fantastic.
Ah, it's great day now, motherfuckers.
That's all you care about.
I have the most of grumpiest cat face.
And as Galdrick's hand is completely fucking mutilated, as spikes kind of stick out through the palm, and then the doorknob just spins in his hand and completely fucking shreds the whole thing, the magical barrier disappears, and you're all able to just pass through the door, no problem.
Oh, that's great.
Slum just walks by Galdrick with his destroyed hand and goes,
Sheesh, could have just walked through. What the hell is that all about? Just skip the dramatics.
I don't. Shut up. I hate you.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough.
And you guys arrive at the other side. And on the other side of the door is a room with shelves and shelves of scrolls. The floor has a large circular red carpet on it, and the ceiling has a simple globe lamp suspended over a large desk with rolls and rolls of scrolls on it. And as you come in here and look around and open up the scrolls, you see that written on all of the scrolls in here is the campaign. It is your lives written in every detail in narrative black ink. Now, you've just watched the movie of the whole campaign. It's still fresh in your minds. And you realize that there's a quill and ink here with black narrative ink. Enough to write something down. Enough to change history. And each of you has a chance to change something about history. What would you like to change? If you could go back and rewrite some part of history, what would it be? And how would you change it? So think about this. In the entire campaign, this is no longer a question of what's your favorite, or what is the worst, or what is the whatever. If you could change any aspect of the campaign by changing a moment, thinking of a thing that happened, and you could rewrite it, how would you rewrite it? Let's go down the list, and let's start with Galdrick.
Oh, come on. Now you put me first?
I gotta
can
shuffle
go
it
first,
up.
worst case scenario.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
well,
If you want more time, Slump can absolutely go first.
Well, I have some questions about it, if I may.
Yeah, please.
This only affects the past. What can it affect the future?
I mean, anything that you change in the past will affect the future for sure.
So it does invoke a butterfly effect.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely gonna need some more time.
Okay. Slump, be my guest.
Slump would change, because I think Slump wouldn't necessarily know how this played out, but Slump would set it so that no matter what the trials and tribulations Kirby endured, he would, at the end of his, whenever he decided that his sheriffing days were done, he would retire in peace and live out like the rest of his days in harmony. not being gunned down by bandits or whatever. So whatever Kirby's outcome was, I mean, obviously the annihilation of the universe, but before that, whatever Kirby's life was, Slump would set it so that his later years were like peaceful and equanimous.
So the way this works is you choose an event to change and tell me how you change it.
Okay.
Then I have you roll a dice to determine.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The
Give me
butterfly effect.
Oh, I see. Okay. Give me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then I actually know exactly what I would do. I have a backup ready to go.
Yep.
Slump would not smash that guy's skull against the tree on the blue ink when they were leaving the dungeon. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll a d20.
Okay.
15. Okay, that's very good. Okay. Shit. So I think what would have happened then, if you hadn't slammed that person's head against the tree in the blue ink,
Yep.
there would have been no body for them to find.
Okay.
And with that good roll, you probably would have been able to just evade him, like get away, distract him. He would have kind of lost track of you, and you would have then been able to go off with Big Boss Louisiana, unmolested. And the response time of the Yoho boys would have been much slower. They would not have found a dead body and immediately called to arms. They would have spent time trying to figure out what happened, what should they do, how long should they wait? Well, how long should they wait?
Sure.
And I think at that point, the last Navy would have been able to assemble a fleet and assaulted the Djibouti doubloons.
Okay.
Basically on their terms. The Yoho boys would not have been able to muster quick enough, and the last Navy would have been able to dismantle them. The Apocalypse Cannon would shred their crystals and their defenses, and they would have had to rely on Sen to use his reaping to kind of counter. But with that good of a roll, I think probably just by luck of the draw, Sen would have been caught in some of the blasts somewhere and killed before he ever got a chance to muster the Yoho boys a proper defense.
Oh shit.
And you guys would have killed the Yoho boys and then probably gone to, because you basically Galdrick would not have been forced to find out that he was the blue planar key. That pressure wouldn't have come, and you guys would have gone along with the plan. You would have gone back to the tolls with as many of the crew as you could have, and you would have found Jack, whose plan was to basically just have everybody else come up with a better plan.
Yeah, sure.
Because he didn't have a good one. He just knew that they were the only people who could have come up with a better plan. And I think in the end, I do think Galdrick would have discovered that he was the blue planar key, but I think you guys would have spent a lot longer in the blue ink, like weeks, months, years more in there, because you would not have been able to find the blue planar key for a long time.
Good point.
Until something else forced it to happen.
Fucking crazy. Okay, interesting. I wonder what that would mean for the additional time that Volos had to like exact his plans.
That's just it. Exactly. Crazy. Everyone else would have forwarded Volos would have forwarded his plans a lot further.
Fucking crazy.
I know. Seemed like an insane thing. Seemed like a super bad thing that happened, right? Yeah. When you killed him, it was like, oh shit, we needed him. Oh shit. Like what can we do?
Exactly.
Things are going to shit. But it honestly kind of seems like if you hadn't,
things would have gone worse, or could have gone much worse.
Things could have gone worse. Like with the good roll, things turned out as well as they could have. But honestly, if they turned out really well, you wouldn't have had that pressure to find out that Galdrick was the blue planar key.
Absolutely, yeah. Fuck. Okay, that was really interesting.
Yeah,
all right.
Absolutely. That's really fucking cool.
I was always curious how that would have played out if Slump hadn't, and that's interesting to follow it through to its conclusion. Yeah,
absolutely. Anybody else know what they'd want to change?
So are we actually changing this? That's my question. Or is this more of like a hypothetical we're changing this?
I don't think you really know. I think you know that the Black Narrative ink is a reality changing ink, so it should be changing things. You would assume that this would be changing things in reality.
Oh boy. Okay, because Galdric has 2 missions. 1, to save everyone, and 2, to reshape the world in his image.
Oh god.
Yes.
You can't have one without the other. So Galdric would there's only one event I can think of, and oh boy, have fun trying to retcon what this would be. The only thing Galdric would change, I actually thought about saying I was gonna write, you know, gods don't have regrets, and just put the pen down, like I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah.
But if I did have to change anything, it would be I would prevent Volos from ever getting Slump's flesh. Because that should chain reaction to where he doesn't have the meltdown later and kill everyone across every universe.
Okay, so Volos got Slump's flesh from a deal with Jake, where Jake promised a pound of Slump's flesh as fulfillment of a deal. Now, he put off his end upholding his end of the bargain for a long time, and in fact, I believe it was the first time that Volos came through the portal. He had always just kind of hovered on the other side of the portal and kind of whispered to you guys through it. But when he failed to receive his pound of Slump's flesh for so long, he became very angry and he stepped through the portal to intimidate Jake. And Jake, realizing that he had moments left to live, rolled an insane stealth roll to use basically a laser finger zap to just shear off a bit of Slump's flesh. And he rolled such a great sleight of hand roll that Slump didn't even notice that it happened.
Oh, fucking right.
Yeah. And I think to prevent Volos from ever getting the flesh, you would say that Jake would just refuse to uphold that end of the bargain. He would just refuse, to pain of death, to give Volos a pound of Slump's flesh.
Kill one innocent to save the world, always worth it.
And I think what would have happened was you guys were sitting there and Volos came through the portal and intimidated Jake. And I think you all saw Jake stand there as Volos demanded his payment, being very ambiguous about it, not saying what it was, but demanding that Jake uphold his end of the bargain. And Jake just standing there stoically, not saying anything, not admitting to what it was, until Volos would say that Jake promised a pound of Slump's flesh to bring the deal out into the open in order to sow discord between the party. And I think roll a d20.
Plus guile?
Plus nothing.
Damn.
I think Jake would have apologized and said that what he got from the deal was worth the promise, but not worth delivery. And he was hoping that he could outsmart Volos before he had to pay his end. And now that Volos was here, he realized that he either needed to pay up or not. And he didn't want to just take Slump's flesh. He didn't feel like that was fair. And Slump, I think you would have been kind of okay with maybe just giving it because Jake said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take a pound of Slump's flesh.
Sure.
And Slump would be a little bit more okay with maybe just doing it for him. But I think the rest of the party would recognize that there's something about Slump's flesh that makes him very unique and would not let him give that pound of flesh.
Sure, that makes sense.
And in your refusal to give a pound of Slump's flesh, Volos would have become very angry, but not shown it. Back in those days, he very, very much had a desire to maintain composure and calm so that you would never suspect him of explicitly malicious deeds. There's a difference between a schemer and a plotter and a planner who doesn't have your best interest in mind and someone who is out to destroy the entire universe, right? Those are two different people. And someone who remains calm can maintain the illusion that maybe they're not so dangerous. So he would have maintained that kind of calm, cool facade. And he probably would have said, a deal's a deal then. And he probably would have just killed Jake right in front of you. Woo! In a very simple, non-flashy way. I imagine Jake would have just melted.
Fuck, man. Holy shit.
But it would mean...
He would actually be okay with that because that would mean everyone sees how evil Volos is.
True. Yeah, true.
That would immediately forego Volos. Like,
well, he would have said this was a deal that he didn't force on. And they both knew the terms and refusal for payment in a deal where he had already paid his end. This is the consequence. That's just how deals work. And he would have played it very cool and said, I'm never going to make you do a deal you don't want to do. I'm never going to force you into one of these. But if you enter them, they are mortally binding. So he would have played it off as he's a major player, not evil necessarily, but always gets his payment to make sure that all deals in the future are upheld. He would have still tried to play it off. But I think the most important thing is that he would never have got a pound of Slump's flesh. I think he would have recognized that he obviously takes it very seriously and wants it very bad. And that means that you probably should never give it to him. And I think he would have never got a piece of Slump's flesh. He never would have made the box. He never would have had that ability to pull keys out of people, which means that the fight against Kerr would have been still mostly the same, I think. However, in the green ink, he tried to pull the key out of Lou at one point using the box. And if he hadn't had the box there, he probably would have had to have killed Lou, and that would have blown his cover because he needed the key. He needed the key not to go back. And that was one of his final chances to make a real big play. Lou had chosen to fight him at the very start, right? When she cast Bless and her skin became impermeable to him, he fled. But when he came back, he was ready, and he was ready to fight. And he would have absolutely been too much for you guys to handle. And he would have felt compelled to kill Lou and take the key. I think at that point, he would have been 2 keys, which makes him extraordinarily powerful, but no longer able to do any of the mind games. You may have still fell for Joan Divinia in the blue ink, but I don't know that he would have played that game really, because with the 2 keys, he would have been very, very, very bent on expounding on that advantage, because at that point, no planar key is a match for him. So he probably would have gone to the blue ink himself to go find the key, which of course he wouldn't find because it's Galdrick. And Lou too would have sent you guys immediately to the gold ink because Volos can't get there, and then he can jam 2 keys into one of you. So you would have gone to the gold ink much sooner to get 2 keys. And his attempt to find the blue one would have failed because it was Galdrick. So you guys would have had 3 keys versus his 2. If that had played out that way. And it would have been a battle of a 3-key individual against a 2-key individual.
Which should be pretty significant, I'd think.
Yeah, I mean, you would have wanted to absolutely train, because with 2 keys and the knowledge that he has, he'd be basically unstoppable.
Oh yeah,
That knowledge, that's a killer, yeah.
Exactly. But without the box, but without the box, he does not have that trump card. So I think it would have still come down to a battle very much like what could potentially happen right now, but it would have been a 3-key versus a 2 instead of a 4 versus 1, which is very interesting. Okay. And Lou or Locke, what would you guys like to change?
Do you know, Locke?
Hell no.
I know. Is Lou? Do you mind if I go?
Go for it.
Is Lou still alive? Are there consequences?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out, because like now I'm like, is the fight now a 2 versus 3, or is it still 4 versus 1? Because now we essentially have a disadvantage.
Or what's gonna happen?
We might have to all say what we would change, and then the creator plays out how those changes might affect the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, you don't know the details of what your choices actually, manifest.
Did at the beginning, Volos took a golden thread from my forehead, right?
Yep.
And that was for a deal, I think.
That was because you no longer wanted to see him.
Oh, that's what I would change then.
You would change not giving that up?
Yeah. So
Wait,
I would hold
you
on
would
to
give
it and
up-
not give it up.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, you would have held on to it. Very interesting. I think if that had been the case, he would not have made any other deals with any other party members.
Oh, what?
Yep. He would have stayed 100% stuck on you, Lou, and would have tried to make all of his deals with you and through you.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, like, does this overlap with other stuff, kind of thing?
What do you mean?
With the other changes that other people have made in this little instance here?
No. Basically, we're talking, early days, because that was very early on.
Yeah.
You would have kept that, and he would have tried to make deals with you exclusively.
Because if I could have just ignored him, you know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah.
it would have been less. And then he doesn't have something to work with, too.
And I'm trying to think.
Wait, sorry, that gold thread was mine originally, right? It's not
Yep.
that he gave it to me and he
Nope.
took it back? Okay, great.
Yep.
Okay.
No, it was yours the whole time. That was your aspect of Lou 4, basically.
Yeah.
When she split her essences into the different pieces. Lou 2's goggles, the crown in her, or the jewel in her crown, your golden thread, and then Gold Buddy themselves.
Yeah.
So if you hadn't given that up, he would have been stuck completely on you, and that's hard to tell. Roll a d20.
Ooh. Oh, right down the middle. What does that mean?
That's the perfect roll. This is the most unclear future possible.
That's
because he would have, you basically only ever made the smallest, tiniest, most insignificant deals. A big reason that he moved on was because you were so uninterested in making any deals of any sort that he could not get through to you. He couldn't offer you anything. He couldn't do anything to make you take a deal. And the 10 is right down the middle. I don't know if you would have taken a deal eventually or not.
Ooh.
If you'd rolled below 10, you would have broken, and you would have eventually taken a deal, and things would have basically ended out exactly how they are.
Yeah.
If you had rolled above a 10, you would have stayed strong and never made a deal with him. And he never would have got a coin. He never would be able to convince you to collect keys for him. The deal never would have gone through, or the agreement would have never gone through. He would never count on you guys for collecting the keys. He may have killed you in that case.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's very, with a 10 is the perfect roll. I have no idea what would have happened if you had if you had kept your thread and prevented him from making deals with other people and rolled a 10. I don't know if you ever would have made a deal. It's the most, I have no idea what would have happened with that future.
Crazy,
That's
man.
cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Yep. And Locke, if you could change one thing.
God, it's hard. It's hard because all the stuff I know is prior to him joining the party.
You can
So-
you can change any and all of that.
Well, I've been rustling through my head. I'm just like, what would have happened if the Tech caught on to the corruption going in within their ranks? And then there was like, what if the Green Ink's Pantheon wasn't manipulated like it was? Like, there was changes in portfolios and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, had everything stayed the same, what would have happened? God. It scares me because I'm not sure if this is actually going to change anything.
Yeah, right.
So there's all this hesitation. Like, I feel like there's a potential of destroying a lot of hard work during this 3-year campaign in this.
You don't have to change anything. This is, if you could change anything, would you? And what would it
No.
be?
This has been way too fun. I don't think I would change anything.
Okay. You put the quill
Nice.
down and you don't write anything. You change nothing. And if you had the option to rewrite any piece of history in any way you could possibly want, you wouldn't change a thing.
I mean, I guess preventing the shattering of the Prime Ink, since that was his mission.
Nice.
Preventing the shattering of the prime ink.
How do you like them apples?
Roll for that motherfucker.
Jesus.
Why don't you roll?
Oh no. Okay. What do you want me to roll?
Just roll it straight D20.
I'm scared. Nah, that's not happening.
No, there's 10 inks.
With a 9. Oh, wow, this is playing with so many things that you guys don't know about. With a 9. With a 9. There is nothing. There is no story. There is no universe. There is nothing at all. And I can't tell you why.
What?
Interesting.
I'm going to make a note here. You can ask me after the end of the campaign.
We reset the universe to a 0 state.
All right, problem solved.
Just like I'm gonna write down what happens so that you can ask me and I can tell you, but I can't tell you now.
Universe can't have any problems if there's no universe.
Yeah, right. 300 IQ right there.
That's right. What would happen? Interesting.
Well, I mean, I guess you would have to know if the Prime Ink was a whole world or a shattered world afterward. Like there was one universe, and now because it's shattered, we have multiverses and like creation. Essentially, we have a creation. So maybe like the Prime Ink was like the one thing in the entire black emptiness where something kind of existed, if anything. But according to what just happened, that's not the case.
Oh, I see.
So it's like the Big Bang at that point. Like,
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah, I got it written down at the end of the campaign. Feel free to ask me and I'll tell you exactly what would have happened. I just can't tell you now because it involves things that you don't know about.
How are we
But,
supposed to remember that when it's so far away?
I don't know. Maybe you take a note for the first time ever.
Whoa.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You even took notes last time and it was so good.
I'm never writing notes again.
No, please take. Well, actually, you know what? That's fine. You probably don't need to write notes at this point.
wait, that means there's no great day.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
Okay. And as you guys change the things you would have changed, You notice that the room around you disintegrates with pieces of fluffy strips of floating light falling off the walls and ceiling. And as your vision returns to you in this blackness, you notice that you are standing back home in the White Ink, in the area just outside of Quinton. The setting of the hand ceremony completes, and everyone takes their seats around the bonfire to watch the closing ceremony. And all of the people that you know and remember are here. Of course, Kirby, Tom, Arinda, Lutu, and Betty are here, but there are so many others too. Why don't you guys just list some of the people that you hope to see around the bonfire at this great day?
Birdie Mac.
Birdie Maddox is absolutely
Birdie
here.
Maddox.
Yeah. She's actually sitting on a log, throwing giant plum-sized firecrackers into the bonfire.
Fuck yeah.
And they are blowing up, throwing like pieces of shrapnel at her face. Like pieces of burning wooden sparks are flying back at her as she throws these giant fucking firecrackers into the fireplace.
It's fucking fantastic.
Can it be from any ink?
Literally anyone.
Lou 4.
Lou 4 is there. You can see her just the way you remember her, with her flowing dress and golden crown, and she's just sitting there looking at the fire with such peace in her face and such like warm, kind happiness. There's no signs of any woes or frustrations or even concerning memories. She's just really enjoying sitting there.
Aw.
And Great Day seems to be bringing her a lot of peace.
That's wonderful.
Garvin.
Garvin is there, absolutely. Big, fat, boisterous Garvin. He seems to have lost a lot of his meanness, and he is deep in conversation with Kirby at the moment.
Nice.
He is extolling the virtues of something. It sounds an awful lot like industry, and he's kind of like talking over Kirby. But Kirby's just sitting there with a big smile on his face, nodding along, kind of playing like he knows anything about what Garvin's talking about. They both seem to be having a great time, but there's this kind of glazed over look in Kirby's face where you can tell that he has no fucking clue what Garvin is talking about.
He's just happy to be included.
He's just happy to be there, being a conversation, man. Mason, you look around and you're like, oh man, I don't think Mason made it. And then there's like kind of a flare up from the fire, and you see him standing like just so far away from the fire that you just barely see a bit of his hockey mask as he's just standing there. But he doesn't have his shoulders slumped. He looks like that's just what he does. You realize that maybe part of the reason everybody forgets about him is because he lurks so far away from everyone that they just kind of forget that he's there, and that's kind of by design.
Fucking fantastic. Okay. Ula
is absolutely there, and she is not wearing her radiant garment. She does not have the candlesticks and spikes on her crown and shoulder pads. She is wearing a very common kind of cotton burlap kind of robe on, very heavy, very unshapely, and she is kind of walking around blessing people, and she just looks so content and so fulfilled as she is just kind of like blessing everybody with random blessings of anyone and everyone. I think she's actually probably bestowing the blessings of Great Day. I don't even think she's talking about a god. She's just hoping that the peace and joy of Great Day is with everyone here as she's walking around. You can even hear in the distance, ooh,
I miss her.
Me too.
Things of great to be with you.
I know. Anyone else feel free to jump in. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep listing them.
Butch.
Do you mean Hutch?
Hutch. Yeah, Hutch.
That was Galdrick's pet name for Hutch.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Hutch is there, man. He's this man who would otherwise be so handsome. He's got the clean cut, or he's got the like chiseled jawbones. He's got the beard that's maybe a little bit scraggly, and the kind of clean, crisp, bright eyes, but his teeth are just so black. He is just sitting there chewing away on Nash, and he is just having a great time. Kind of, I think he's got a little hack jack open, and he's watching the Howlers game, chewing some Nash, spitting out these big, disgusting globs of goo out of his mouth as he's just really enjoying the Howlers game, chewing on his Nash.
Gross.
Agma.
Agma is absolutely there. Agma is, I think, not really even too concerned with the ceremony. He's sitting there in his blue robes, kind of one leg crossed over the other with a book in his hand, and he's kind of reading the book. Every now and then he kind of puts the book down a little bit and looks around, kind of observing the people. I think he meets eyes with you, Lou, and there's just the tiniest little smile. It's more like his eyes smile than anything else. And then he goes back to his book reading.
Ah, yay.
What was the name of the green ink? The guy that had the key originally.
Azar,
Azar, right?
Yeah, it's
no, it was
original.
Zeloran.
yeah. I wanted Azar and Zalaran.
Yeah, Azar and Zeloran are absolutely there. It has been such a heartbreak of a story for them, with the loss and finding and re-loss and refinding, cursing, breaking. It has been such a torrid and tormentuous adventure for them. But you see them there. I think Azar kind of has his legs over, is kind of like sitting on Zeloran's lap a little bit. And they're both just sitting there watching the fire. Azar kind of has a hook, or has his arm hooked around Zeloran's neck, and they're both just kind of like enjoying the heat of the fire. They kind of close their eyes and let the flames warm them up a bit.
Aw.
The Iron Maidens.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Iron Maidens are absolutely there. It's actually kind of weird because they're standing like right beside the fire, kind of awkwardly. Like there's some people behind them that can't see the fire all that well. And it's weird because they're literally in their giant fucking iron suits. You'd think they're getting cooked in there, but they're just kind of like standing completely stoically, like 2 feet away from this giant bonfire. And then one of them kind of puts their hands out to warm them on the fire a little bit.
The dented mask noodle golem.
I think as you're like, where's that guy? Have we ever seen a noodle golem?
Yeah.
You see
For Great Day, yeah.
explicitly and exclusively only that golem
Ah.
kind of walks in from the shadows a little bit.
Okay.
And it's weird. You've never seen them outside of the noodle shack before. But there's this tiny, tiny, tiny little ding in the top corner of his mask that lets you know exactly which one this is. And it kind of looks around, giant air quotes, looks around the fire because you can't see its face or anything like that. And then the mask just kind of rests where it's pointed exactly at you, Slump.
I think Slump, now thinking that they have some sort of rapport, would like look around to make some offer of peace once again and like break a rock in half and just offer it half a rock.
I think it just stands there for a long time. I think there's like this Slump standing there with this half a rock and his arm outstretched with a half a rock in it. And then like 20, 30 feet away, like way too far away,
Yeah, exactly.
the golem is just like standing there staring at Slump.
Yeah.
And I think like literally 10 minutes pass. Like Slump just fucking stands there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like you with the pose of the noodle golem, it almost looks like it wants to start moving, but it just stands there. And then it slowly walks up, takes the rock, and walks away.
Fucking excellent. Awesome. Okay.
The leaders of the Yo-Yo Boys across the universes.
Oh my god. Yo-Yo Ma, Dodo Pa.
I know, who was the guy in the blue ink?
Yo-ho. something.
Yo-Ho.
Yo-ho, brah.
There it is.
Yo-Ho Bra. I know, because it was Louisiana was kind of like the leader.
Yeah.
I don't know that you guys learned of the leader before Louisiana came back. Boy, I would have to dig that up. It's like Yo-Ho. Oh yeah, it's like bra or da or.
I love that it was Yo-Ho though.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely Yo-Ho. Yeah. God, I don't remember who that was. And then in the Gold Ink, it was the Go-Go Boys. And you never met their leader, but you did meet Bob Chicago, who seemed to kind of be in charge of them. And then in the Red Ink, you never met a no-no boy.
No boy.
Yeah, Mel said he ain't no boy. So you learned of the existence of the no boys, but you never met them. But they're all there.
How much did you write for them, though?
I was gonna say, did you have a plan in the event that we eventually went down that road and explored the No Boys?
I had their existence.
Okay.
I had a place that they were, and then I kind of left that for whether or not you guys. I was like, I'll flesh this out if they get there, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Fair.
So all you know about them is that Mel ain't no boy. So the no boys exist. So I think there's like an old leader of the Yo-Ho Boys, a leader of the no boys that you've never met, and then I think Bob Chicago's the leader of the Go-Go Boys.
I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, they're all there, and I think they're all being very, very Yo-Yo Boys at each other, kind of talking, comparing things, poking at each other, pushing each other a little bit, dance-offs. Yeah. Hey, hey, I'm by the fire here. Hey, you're getting in the way of the fire. Yeah,
We
they're
let
all
the
there.
entirety of New Jersey here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And-
Ruga.
Oh, that's a great answer.
Yeah, I think you look for Ruga, you're like, there's no way a literal island-sized tortoise showed up to Great Day, right? You look around, you're like, no, I guess it didn't. And then the whole fucking space behind everyone kind of moves a little bit, and like the turtle in Neverending Story, the face kind of like comes out of the shadow a little bit, and you do see that Ruga's there, and it kind of like just gets a big old sniff of everyone and the fire and everything like that, and then kind of pulls its head back a little bit. And yep,
I think Slump would suddenly be overwhelmed by the curiosity at what a conversation would look like between Tickles and that dude who Slump was almost his like lackey. Remember the guy who was like super like, fuck yeah, man, war and fucking violence, dude? He was like one of the gods or demigods or something.
Oh yeah.
Who was that?
The
I
green
can't
ink.
remember. Yeah, fuck. Who was it?
I think it was Tier.
Oh, was
God.
That sounds kind of right.
Wow, now even I have a bare faint memory of this.
I just remember that
Yeah.
like the god or whatever that that Slump was talking to was like not really super. He was like, yeah, man, fucking wicked, but he wasn't really switched on.
Yeah.
He there was some
It was like a paladin
Key.
gone
Yeah.
completely chaotic.
yeah, exactly.
That's right. That was so there it was two gods. There was Bahamut was like that was when they were kind of corrupted, There was like Brohamet and God, was it Tyr? I think it might have been Tyr.
Pretty sure it was here.
Right. I think it Torm. It was Torm.
Torm. Thank you.
Torm, yes. God, wow, good memory. Yeah, Torm and who?
And Tickles.
Torm and Tickles?
Yeah, Torm and Tickles. I want to see them having a conversation.
Now, do you want corrupted Torm? Torm, blood for the blood god Torm kind of guy?
Torm, yes, exactly.
I think you see Torm kind of sitting next to the biggest, most terrifying napalm squid you've ever seen in your entire life. I don't have any of my presets on my Go XLR, so I can't do Tickles' voice, sadly.
Let's turn down your
I know, right? What if I like
let's go Volos.
That's too low.
no, I don't even have Volos these days.
Fuck
even
it,
know.
you can just describe what they're talking about.
Blah 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 blah. blah.
Oh, just put some reverb on that. You're good. There you go.
There he is.
I think Torm and Tickles are like comparing their most favorite ways to like fucking splinter human beings, and Torm is talking about like fucking snapping into him like a Slim Jim, and Tickles is talking about like fucking grabbing them with tentacles and melting the flesh off so that the blood just kind of like sprays everywhere, and they're just comparing the most disgusting, awful ways to like murder people. And then every time somebody comes by, they're always like, yes, the bad guys, this is what we do to the bad guys. They gotta reaffirm they're the good guys. They only do this to the bad people.
Fucking awesome.
No, why not Bahamut?
Bahamut. So yeah, I think the kind of cleansed Bahamut is here.
Yeah.
The giant platinum dragon of like infinite empathy is nearby. You can see the fire dancing off his scales. They're very kind of mirrored polish with the platinum, as well as because they're kind of curved, the light kind of bounces and distorts off them. Looks kind of freaky, but he's got a very kind face, and you can see he's just kind of observing everyone, and the general joy and happiness here brings him a lot of joy and happiness. And I think
Kirby?
Oh, Kirby's there talking to Garvin. Well,
Okay, good.
being talked at by Garvin, and
Okay.
just happy to be in a conversation.
I want to make sure my man was here.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's having a great time. I think he sees you guys and he waves his hands like super enthusiastically, and Garvin has to kind of reel him in because he was in the middle of a very important part of something he was talking about. And you see him having to like re-explain something, and Kirby's eyes just glaze over again as he has no fucking clue what Garvin's talking about. And with that, I think we kind of come to the close of Great Day. The fire burns low, and as the fire begins to go out, all the people and acquaintances that you've seen begin to vanish.
Sorry, somebody in your chat said invite Pale Knight.
That's a terrible idea.
The fire goes out, and all the people and faces and acquaintances and gods and demigods that you've met vanish from your sight until you are left in the darkness again. And I think with this, we're reminded of something. And it is that there is no losing. Not really. And that sometimes it can feel like losing. And that we can really experience that sense of loss. But these are illusions for the most part. Because in the big picture, the really, really big picture, the picture of everything, there is no losing. And I'm not trying to make it sound like there's a God in heaven or anything like that. I'm talking about from the most scientific modes of thought to the most religious, all the way to the most nihilistic. If you really think about it, nothing is ever truly lost. There are transitions, changes, pluses and minuses on the scales as they tip this way and that, but nothing is ever removed completely. Nothing is ever truly lost. People come into our lives, and eventually they leave our lives one way or another, but never completely. Sometimes things don't go the way we want. Sometimes it's because of something we did, or sometimes it's because of something that we had no control over. But when things end badly, we often feel this profound sense of loss. I mean, hell, even when things end well, we're often scarred with this heavy sense of loss. And the sense of loss is a wound. We often don't know how to treat it or heal it. We carry these wounds with us until we become numb to them. But it's really important. It's really important to know that that sense of loss is a falsehood when we zoom out just a bit. If we look at life like a narrative camera and we zoom out just a little bit, it's all still there. Everything is. The people, the events, the story, it's right there. No one leaves us. Nothing ends. It just changes a little bit. When you look at the crazy scale of everything, it doesn't even change all that much. So remember, at the end, when it's all done, that it's not lost. It's not gone. It's just changed a little bit. And I know it feels sad. I know how sad it feels. I feel it, but when this, right now, this brief moment of sadness passes, I want you to try to feel happy. Realize how incredibly good this is. It's great that nothing is lost. And I kind of think that's what this day should be all about. Realizing how great things are. If nothing is ever lost, that is pretty damn great. So, I want you guys to have a wonderful, great day. And I'll see you next week.
Happy great day.
Fuck.
Happy great day.
Oh, happy fucking great day.
Fuck you, Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go cry into my pillow, and I'll see you all next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
right.
see you guys next week.
I'll be right with you, Milton. Just save me some room.
Bye, Chuck.
Oh, yeah, he's starting without me.